The college basketball experience. Transfer portal window closes and updated way too early. Preseason top 25 for the 24-25 season on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Play their pick'em for a chance to win 100 times in NBA, MLB, MMA, NHL, golf, and more. Sign up today using that Underdog Fantasy promo code TCESGPN to get a 100% deposit match today. And we're also brought to you by NYRA Bet. Sign up today for a free $25 bet and a $200 deposit bonus with the promo code SGPN25. Just go over to nyrabets.com/SGPN25. Welcome, everybody, to the College Basketball Experience, part of the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. Thursday, May the 2nd. Hey, we're closing in on Cinco de Mayo weekend. Hope you're having a good week. Welcome to the College Basketball Experience, where the portal is finally closed. We're moving on. We're going to look at some futures market here at the end of the episode. But if you're wondering who you're listening to, I am Moneyline Mac, a.k.a. the former video coordinator for Bob Huggins, also known as... Welcome to Thursday edition of Mac Tonight on the College Basketball Experience. Chat is lit up. Hey, how about it? Shout out to Timothy Green, Sparty Party, Cannabis Capper, Lane Elliott, Wes. Appreciate you guys rocking with us over at the College Basketball Experience. Yes, Cannabis Capper, 6 months until November 4th. 6 months and 2 days. But hey, the portal is finally asleep. The initial window does close. Although probably you could get in if you really want to. Just sue the NCAA and they'll fucking bend over like they always do. So I say it closes temporarily. As of right now, grad transfers can still go in. Let's cover, like we have over the last couple weeks, who went where, who entered the portal, and then we'll dive into the futures market, updated top 25. And reminder, everybody, throw your comments, suggestions, thoughts in the chat. Get to as many as I can throughout the episode. If you like some futures, throw them in there. If you like somebody in the portal, you got questions, who you think somebody left in the portal is leaning towards, throw them in there. We'll talk about it. But let's lead it off with the bang with the Kentucky Wildcats. Mark Pope is bringing in Kirk Kriisa. And he honestly, he got his backcourt yesterday afternoon. Kirk Kriisa and Kobe Bray coming over from Dayton, so that will be their starting backcourt. I'm trying to word how I want to cover Kirk Kriisa. I think everybody kind of knows my stance on Kerr. He's not my kind of player. In all honesty, he's talented. Don't get me wrong. He led the country in assists before coming to West Virginia the last couple years. Shot 40+% from three. Honestly, what he did well, or what he did best last year, was shoot the ball consistently from the perimeter. So it's going to be interesting going to Kentucky. Spotlight's on him. A guy that loves the spotlight for good, for bad. He's a polarizing guy. So we'll see how Kerr fits with Kentucky. Mark Pope, the fit makes sense. He likes to open things up. So we'll see how he intertwines Kerr with this offense that he ran at BYU with ball screens, space, and pace. But getting a guy like Kobe Bray also really helps. A guy that averaged double figures, arguably the best three-point shooter in America. There's a reason why all 5 Blue Bloods were in on him at the beginning. He had his pick. He's got good size, makes shots. He's older. He joins that portal class in the inaugural year of Mark Pope with Brandon Garrison in the front court. You got Andrew Carr, Lamont Butler from San Diego State with the national championship runner-up team, and Atega Awe from Oklahoma, another talented athletic guard. So Pope still got some pieces left. I know he's got a couple freshmen coming in. So yeah, we'll see how Kentucky is in year one of Mark Pope. I don't know if I would have went the Kirk Crease around in my first year in Lexington, but that's what Mark Pope's going to do, and we'll be here every step of the way to cover the Kirk Crease era in Lexington. Can't wait for that one to happen. So real quick, before I talk about my Mountaineers, because they were the other big splash in the portal, SGBM promo playoffs. That's right. Make sure you tune in all week with the NBA, hockey, 4 episodes to get you locked in on exciting playoff action. Plus, it's Derby Week, baby. So the Sports Gambling Podcast, tune in with the guys as they get ready with 2 minutes, the most exciting 2 minutes in sports. The Derby, baby. Get on over there. All righty, we are back on the college basketball experience. So we talked about the departing point guard for West Virginia, Kirk Crease. So let's talk about the guy that's coming in, Javon Small, 6'3", 6'4" guard, good size. Honestly, he dominated Kerr in their matchup. He had a double double. I forget how many points. I think he had like 20, 12, 7. I love Javon Small, and we'll have to give Colby shit all year long because he's a former East Carolina Pirate. So he's coming to a real program now in Morgantown, West Virginia. He's going to run the show. So he joins this portal class with Tucker DeVries, son of Darren DeVries. Guys coming over from the Illini, Sincere Carey, Amani Hansberry, and the kid I like that I think is going to be under the radar, Toby Akani, coming over from UIC, a glue guy, just like Sincere Harris. And they also added a rim protector, a nice piece here, Eduardo Andre. I know we always talked about how we thought Fresno from the naked eye was a lot better than the record. Well, Andre looked the part. That was the 7-foot kid in the middle that averaged 7 and 6, blocked a shot a game, started his career at Nebraska. So DeVries and company doing a good job so far in the portal. They still need a shooter, still need another big. But the headline, Javon Small, coming from Oklahoma State to West Virginia. He's already playing the Big 12. Love the fit. Think he complements DeVries. And I like that they have glue guys around these guys that are going to be able to score the basketball. So I think my Mountaineers are trending in the right direction of being able to potentially make the NCAA tournament here in year number 1 of the DeVries era. But they still got to add a couple pieces here. Plenty of guys left in the portal. We'll talk about guys left in there. Desmond Claudy going over from Xavier to USC, the must bus. Big East guy. He went in there recently, scores basketball, 17 points a game, 2-year starter for Sean Miller at Xavier. I think he shot 36, 37% from 3. He joins that loaded class with Bo from Boise, St. Thomas from Northern Colorado, Noling from Yale, Cohen from UMass. Go on and go on. The must bus is going to have an entire new roster in Southern California. TJ Bomba's going over from Villanova to Oregon, averaged 10 points a game, shot 37% from 3. I don't know what I think about Bomba because he left Washington State and Washington State got better. So Villanova didn't get to the tournament despite having all those 5th, 4th-year seniors. So big year for Kyle Neptune. I know we're not talking about Villanova. We're talking about how he fits with the Oregon Ducks. Talented guy going back to the West Coast. Joins Brandon Angel coming over from Stanford and Raheem Moss, the talented 3-year guard from Toledo. So Dana Altman adding to his pieces, got some guys coming back. Oregon will be in the thick of things as they transition from the Pac-12 to the Big Ten. That's pretty much only guys that have really moved in the last 24 or 48 hours. Not really a rush, but there are a bunch of guys that were rushing to get their names in the portal as the buzzer expired last night at midnight. The bets available per On 3. I think they do probably them and 24/7. Those two do a great job. So go check out their content. Norchad Amir from Miami, the big kid that contributed to the Final Four run a couple years ago. He's in the portal. Murray from Rutgers, big kid. I feel like he's been in the portal since the last day of the season. He should finally be making his decision or whatever biggest bag of cash he gets. So we'll see where he ends up going. Great Osabar. I know he's no longer considered Kentucky, Louisville, Washington. I've said Washington from the beginning to follow his head coach, Danny Sprinkle, once again. Chaz Lanier from North Florida scores the ball. Jameer Watkins recently went in the portal from the Seminoles of Florida State. Coleman Hawkins is an interesting one. He kind of threw the old, let me just throw my name in the portal. even though I want to go to the draft. If I can't go to the draft, then I'm going to try and get as much cash as I can. Maybe he goes back to Illinois. I don't know. He's kind of what the portal era in 2024 represents. So Coleman Hawkins technically in the portal. Kadari Richmond, a bigger, older guard from Seton Hall, started at Syracuse. Jalen Wells from Wazoo, another talented guard. J.D. Toppin, young kid from New Mexico who shows a lot of promise. SoCon fans, this one hurts. Akor, or Acre. Loved watching him at Sanford, rim protector. Really one of the guys, the anchor for that Sanford team that won almost 30 games, or actually did win 30 games, almost beat Kansas in the NCAA tournament for Buckyball down there in Birmingham. Sion James from Tulane, Cedric Coward from Eastern Washington, Dylan Mitchell from Texas. We talked about Davion Smith from Utah. Arthur Kaluma's back in the portal. Started at Creighton at K-State last year. He's back. Wagner from Kentucky. Khalif Battle from Arkansas. Bamba and Bray are still on my list. They're not in the portal. We just talked about them. And Shulga from VCU and Adur Thero from Kentucky. So those are kind of the biggest names in the portal. Not really a big rush right now, like I said, because a lot of these guys are testing the process, as they call it, for the NBA draft. So a lot of moving parts still, but we're starting to get some clarity on these rosters, and that's why I do actually have a way too early preseason top 25 here in a second. But yeah, I mean it's definitely a different era here in college basketball, but it's what we grow and love. It's good for content. So real quick before we dive into the preseason top 25, look at some futures. I want to talk to you about NYRA. Bet the run for the roses with NYRA bets. Score big on the Derby, baby, with a double dose of rewards. Sign up today with a $25 free bet and $200 bonus deposit with promo code SGPN25. Join now to claim your $25 free bet and $200 deposit bonus at nyrabets.com/SGPN. And make sure you claim your $25 free bet and $200 deposit bonus at nyrabets.com/SGPN. Alrighty, we are back on the college basketball trip. David asked where I got West Virginia in the Big 12. It's a good question. There's 16 teams. You're gonna see how many of them I got in the top 10. So they're not in the top 5 because the top 5's in the top 10 in the whole country. I'd probably say in that 8, 9, 10 range right now. A lot of moving parts still. I mean, they got to add a shooter. They got to add a big. Texas Tech's going to be good again. K-State's going to be good again. Arizona's coming in the fucking league. I mean, there's a lot of – the Big 12's the best league in America. I know people fucking get tired of me saying it, but it's the truth. So, yeah, I would say probably in that 9, 10 range. They're going to be a 11, 12, maybe not 12 because somebody's got to lose the games, but 10, 11 bid league next year with Arizona and potentially Colorado coming. Although Colorado is hit or miss, maybe Arizona's the only team, the newcomer, that's going to be dancing next year. But either way, I mean, Big 12 basketball will be at a premium next year. All right, let's start it off with my way too early preseason top 25 as of, Thursday, May the 2nd night. So let's dive into, I had this team, but I'm taking them out. I don't want them in my top 25. It was Texas. They're the first team out. Let's go with the Rutgers Scarlet Knights. And Rutgers down year with Steve Peichel last year, but they bring in a talented class, Dylan Harper. So I think they did lose a Murray, but I liked what this roster is. I trust Steve Peichel here. I got them as number 25 in my preseason top 25. Number 24, I got the Xavier Musketeers, and I know they lost Claudia in the portal, but you look at some of the pieces that they've brought in. The portal has been really kind to them. Marcus Foster from Furman, Hughley from Oklahoma, Dante Maddox from Toledo, Conwell from Indiana State. And then they get healthy with Fremantle coming back, Jerome Hunter as well. So loved Xavier. I think it's a bounce back year for Sean Miller and the Xavier Musketeers. Number 23, this is kind of more of a projection. I'm not going to lie. I'll go Arkansas, getting John L. Davis, Big Z's over there, Adu. They're going to be a top 25 talented roster. So as of right now, when they got John L. Davis, that's when I put them in there because I know there's going to be a couple other pieces to come. They're involved with a couple high transfers still left in the portal. So Calipari's gotten dudes for years and years. Why would he not do so now? So I'll throw Arkansas in there right now, but subject to change. It's they're probably going to move up if anything. So Arkansas 23 for me. Number 22, I got Kentucky actually. So I got Arkansas 23, Kentucky number 22. We talked about it. He's got a good talented roster. I know I'm not the biggest Kirk Creasy guy just because of how erratic he is and how up and down he can be, but I like Bray. I like Amari Williams coming over from Drexel. I think this is also kind of more of a projection. I think that they are going to add a couple more pieces here in the portal for depth purposes. So I got Kentucky number 22. Number 21, I got the Ohio State Buckeyes carrying on the momentum from last year where they finished with Diebler. They bring back Thornton. They bring back Michi Johnson from from South Carolina. Started at Ohio State. Also bringing in Micah Parrish from San Diego State. Aaron Bradshaw. I think the Buckeyes are a top 25 team. I really do. I know that they lost a couple pieces as well, but I think that I like the momentum that they're carrying into next year. At number 20, I got the UCLA Bruins, and I know we've talked about UCLA last year, disappointing year, Mick Cronin, but they went in the portal, were very active. Kobe Johnson from USC, Daly from Oklahoma State, Bilodeau from Oregon State, William Kyle from South Dakota State, and then Sky Clark as well from Louisville. He revamped his roster. I like Mick Cronin there and as my number 20 team. Number 19, I got the Indiana Hoosiers. So it's good to see the Hoosiers back in this list. The Hoosiers, no secret, have really hit the portal hard. Miles Rice, Cannon Carlisle, also Amar Ballo, tongue twister. But they also bring back guys from last year as well. It's not just the guys in the portal. Mackenzie Buaku, I never can pronounce his name. Reno as well coming back. And, of course, this is a big year for Mike Woodson. So I gotta have Indiana there right now. The roster's a top 20 roster, so I got them at number 20. At number 19, sorry, that was number 19. I did this last time. At number 19, I got the Clemson Tigers. So I got the Clemson Tigers here. Clemson. The reason I don't have Clemson probably as high as other people is just because of Brad Brownell with the expectations. Now, Elite Eight, they hit their lumps in February. But, I mean, they're bringing back almost everybody. They're still waiting on Chase Hunter. Sounds like he's coming back. PJ Hall's coming back. Shefflin's back. There's no reason that this team should not be a top 15 team once again, especially in the ACC. I like Clemson there. At number 18, right? Yep. Sorry, I'm on my spreadsheet. At number 17, I got the Florida Gators. Good year for Todd Golden and company. I like for them to take another step here. They bring back a good amount from last year's round of 64 loss. Walter Clayton's back. Will Richards back. They're not back. They're in the draft, but they maintain their eligibility. Sounds like they could be back, or it sounds like they're going to be back. So I got the Gators. They added pieces in the portal as well. Sam Alexis from Chattanooga, Chulu from Washington State, and Elijah Martin from FAU. So more athletic, deeper, older. I got the Gators at number 17. I got the Buzzsaw, the Texas A&M Aggies at number 16. They returned 4 starters last year. I know everybody is going to remember Tyrese Radford, but they got Wade Taylor back. They're also bringing in CJ Wilcher from the portal. Payne, the big kid from Minnesota, is also coming over. Phelps from SMU. So they got. I like this team. I think this is more of a Buzz Williams type team than it was last year. I know last year they were so up and down. I like A&M here to carry the second half or the last month of the season momentum at number 16. At number 15, I got the Tennessee Volunteers. So they lose a lot, obviously. Dalton Connect, Jordan James, Adu goes over to Arkansas. Hawaka's going over to Arizona. But they're also bringing in some good pieces. Dubar from Hofstra, Okapara from Ohio State as a rim protector. They got Ziegler back. I'm going to trust, and Milicic from Charlotte. I'm going to trust Rick Barnes. That's what I'm banking on. I'm trusting Rick Barnes here in the regular season to be a top 15 team. So I got the Tennessee Volunteers at number 15. At number 14, I got the Marquette Screaming Eagles. The only reason I can't really put them any higher is just because they did lose Tyler Kolek. They did lose big fella Osos, but they got good pieces as well. I mean, Stevie Mitchell, Cam Jones, Chase Ross, Joplin's back. So I mean, I still like Marquette. They won the Big East 2 years ago for a reason. They're going to be good once again. I'll take Marquette here at number 14. At number 13, I got the Creighton Blue Jays, and they got the big news that the big Calk is back. Big Calk Renner's back. Stephen Ashworth sounds like it's going to be back. Pop Isaac's coming in. Jameel Neal coming over from Arizona State. So Creighton, Marquette, back-to-back kind of feels right there at number 13 and 14. McDermott runs a good program. I like Creighton. They're going to win 24, 25, 26 games, be consistent, make shots, spread you out, and be a motherfucker at home. So give me the Creighton Blue Jays at number 13. At number 12, I got newest Big 12 newcomer here. I got the Arizona Wildcats, and it sounds like Caleb Love's coming back. So Caleb Love, Jaden Bradley in the backcourt. You also got KJ Lewis, Trey Townsend coming over. This is I don't know if they're as talented as they've been, but I think that their pieces mesh maybe better. I think the big fella Krivas in the middle. I think Ballo did hold them back at times. So I think that they're going to be faster, more athletic. I like this Arizona team a lot. We'll see how they do hold up with their style of play in the Big 12. But give me Tommy Lloyd and company and the Wildcats as my number 12 team. At number 11, I got the Auburn Tigers. I mean, Auburn's kind of they're culture proof. I mean, they do lose some pieces in the portal to graduation. But, I mean, they bring in J.P. Pegues coming over from Furman. They also got Denver Jones, Chris Moore, Johnny Broom's back. I like Auburn, and we know that they're going to be really good at home. Bruce Pearl's going to have that fan base ready to rock and roll from day one. They're going to be fast, athletic, make shots, defend. So give me Auburn as my way too early preseason top or number 11. Real quick, before we get into the top 10, got to hit one more ad to get us paid because we're brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. The NBA playoffs are here, and our proud sponsor, Underdog, wants to make it a lot more interesting. Underdog Fantasy is the easiest way to play with fantasy sports. And, you know, we've been giving out higher lowers. Tomorrow night, we got, let me fire up the old Underdog here. Tomorrow night, we got Cavs. The Cavs are playing the Magic, and I know the Mavs are playing the Clippers. Give me they still got the ones from tonight on. Pulling it up. All right, here we go. I like the Cavs to get it done tomorrow night. I think the Cavs are going to end the series, so give me the veteran. Where's Donovan Mitchell at? Actually, give me Max Strus. Give me higher than 2.5 first quarter points. I think Strus hits a big three to start things off right. In the last game, I think man, it's really tempting to go higher than a half triple double for Luka Doncic. Just because that could, let's do it. Let's pay. Luka Doncic should get a triple double. This fucking thing won't fucking load. All right. You pair those two higher, and it's 4-1. So get on over there. Let's throw one more. Let's make this thing nice and spicy. James Harden usually quits in these elimination games, so give me lower than 19.5 for James Harden. 9-1, triple double for Luka. Higher 2.5 points for Max Strus, and James Harden will go back to wherever he's going to be in the offseason. Cancun, Cabo, wherever he's going to be. Lower than 19.5 points. And get on over there to Underdog Fantasy and use that promo code TCESGPN to it's available in 30 plus states, including California, Texas, and Canada. And they just launched their Champions Player versus Player format in Florida. And like I said, TCESGPN and Underdog will double your first deposit up to $100. Underdog Fantasy promo code TCESGPN. All right. We're back on the college basketball experience. Gotta get a swig of whiskey. Where are we at? We're at the top 10, right? We're at the top 10. All right, got my list pulled back up. I got the Purdue Boilermakers. I know they lost Zach Edey, but they did lose Mason Gillis. But they have a lot back. Braden Smith's back. Fletcher Lawyer's back. Their regular season team. Kaufman Wren, I think, will make a big step. I'll trust Matt Painter. Give me the Boilermakers at number 10. They won't be sexy. They'll be boring. They'll be slow. But give me Boiler up there at number 10. At number 9, I got Duke. I don't even know why I have Duke this high. But they do have Proctor and Foster in the backcourt. Flagg is the big wild card. I know he's going to be the consensus number 1 pick next year. But you got to prove it to me. I got to see you still play a college game before I crown you. Gillis coming in. Also, Malik Brown, seems like they went with the veteran pieces to surround the young kids. And so Duke's going to be interesting. Big year for John Shire, year number 3, after they kind of blew a golden opportunity to go to the Final Four with that bracket busting the way it is, or the way it did. At number 8, I got Baylor. I got the Baylor Bears. Scott Drew, speaking of Duke, they bring over their point guard, Jeremy Roach. Bring back Jaden Nunn. They got Langston Love coming back. They got the big fella also coming back, Josh Chanyawanja. Jalen Bridges still technically could come back. We will see. They did lose some pieces, but Baylor's culture proof. They're going to be in the top 10 as long as Scott Drew's there. He turned down the Kentucky job for a reason. Give me the Baylor Bears as my preseason number 8. At number 7, I got the Gonzaga Bulldogs. A good team. They basically returned everybody. They played as a top 10 team at the end of the year. They do lose Antoine Watson, which is a bigger loss than people will give him credit for. But Nemhard, Hickman, backcourt, Ben Gregg in the front court, as well as Graham Ike. Gonzaga as my preseason number 8. As my number 7. At number 6, I got the North Carolina Tar Heels. North Carolina Tar Heels come in at number 6 for me. They got the big news that RJ Davis is back. Life without Amani Baycott. But the other guard, Elliott, is back. I never can pronounce his name. Cadeau. Withers is also back. So they bring back a bunch. I like the piece that they got in the portal, Cade Tyson from Belmont. So give me Carolina at number 6. At number 5, I've talked about this team. They were at one of our first features we gave out. Iowa State. Iowa State's going to be really good again next year. Lipsy, Gilbert back, Curtis Jones. You got your Momchilovich as well. So you got 4 starters back. You bring over Deshaun Jackson from over from Charlotte. Also, Chatfield from Seattle, Heist from Northern Iowa, and Jefferson from St. Mary's. Iowa State's got size, physicality, culture. They've been a top 10 team for the last 2 years under Otzelberger. I think that, especially last year, they were a top 5 team. I like Iowa State as my number 5 way too early next year. At number 4, I got the Alabama Crimson Tide coming off the Final Four run. Holloway, Sears, Wrightsell, Grant Nelson's back. Sears is not technically back yet, but it does seem like he could come back. Signs are pointing that way. So I will trust Nate Oates here, and I think if they do get him back, maybe they even move up another spot. But Alabama comes in at number 4 for me, coming off that Final Four. Last year was a transition year, and they got to the Final Four. It's funny how that works. The year before was supposed to be the year. Then this year ended up being the year. Less distractions. Brandon Miller's gone. He loses his whole coaching staff. Give me Alabama here with a little more continuity to be more consistent in the regular season, coming in at number 4 for me. Number 3, UConn fans are going to hate me. I don't have them number 1. UConn Huskies, back-to-back national champions. Yeah, I'm not going to rank you number 1. I don't think that you're number 1 right now. I do like their team. I do like Dan Hurley in terms of his culture there. Diarra and Mahaney in the backcourt is going to be good. They do get Caravan back. They got Samson Johnson back. Terrace Reed coming over from Michigan. McNeely, the freshman. So yeah, I mean they're gonna be talented. They're gonna be good. Abraham as well, the freshman, and so I think this is a. I don't know if they're going to win the regular season Big East. I think Marquette and Creighton are not too far behind them. They didn't win it 2 years ago when they won the national championship. But I do think UConn's going to be a top 4 seed in the NCAA tournament again, be a top 10 team the whole way. I don't think they're going to win 3 in a row, but I mean, they've proved me wrong for the last 2 years, so that doesn't really mean much that I don't think they're going to do it. I don't think they're as good as this next team. And I wish we had got to see the game this year, but unfortunately Jamal Shed went down. I got Houston. I got Houston at number 2. What's not to like? You bring back 8 out of your top 10 off a 30-3 team. The only one you do lose is Shed. Does suck that he will not come back. I was hoping he would come back. But Uzon's coming over from Oklahoma to fill in. You got Cryer, you got Sharp, you got Francis Roberts back. Tugler's back healthy. I know Shed was the one that was highlighted, but they had injuries in the front court that kind of decimated them down the stretch. So Houston at number 2. And at number 1, we'll stay in the best league in America. We gave out number 2. We'll give out number 1. Kansas. I don't think you can really argue this one right now. I'm not the biggest Dickinson fan, Hunter Dickinson fan. But when you have DeJuan Harris back, you got KJ Adams back. You bring in AJ Storr. You bring in Rylan Griffin. You bring in Zeke Mayo. You bring in Riley Kugel. Kind of hard to nitpick this roster right now. They can shoot. They got size. They got veterans. Kansas, I think, is a easy preseason number 1 pick right now. I would be really surprised if we get to November and they are not the preseason pick. So I don't know. Who do you guys think should be number 1? It's I don't think it's really much of a debate right now. UConn still can add some pieces. Houston, I know, is pretty good. But I just like Kansas's roster from a continuity and adding to the portal based off of the weaknesses and what ended up being their downfall last year. Pulling up the odds for next year to win the national championship. Kansas is that favorite, not heavy favorite, 12-1. UConn 14-1, Duke 14-1, Carolina 18-1, Houston 18-1, Bama 22-1, Zaga 30-1, Iowa State 30-1, Baylor 30-1, Arizona as well 30-1. You got Auburn at 35-1, Purdue at 40-1, Kentucky 40-1, Arkansas 45-1, Marquette 50-1. The Johnnies. We didn't talk much about the Johnnies. Johnnies have been quiet in the portal. I mean, they've added a couple pieces. I think Rick Pitino may strike gold here over the next couple weeks. 60-1. Buckeyes, Sparty, 60-1. I know in the chat, where is it earlier? Sparty Party asking about Michigan State. I actually think Michigan State is going to be better than people think. I think expectations high this last year. That backcourt underachieved. They got the majority of their other team back. I think Izzo flying more under the radar is going to be better. UCLA 60-1, Creighton 60-1, Tennessee 60-1, Florida 60-1, Miami 66-1, Xavier 80-1, Illinois 80-1, Indiana 80-1, Michigan, Noah Beanick 80-1, USC with all those transfers 80-1, San Diego State, BYU 80-1, and then you get into the 100-1s, A&M, Wisconsin, Oregon, Memphis, all at 100-1. So in our initial one, we gave out Houston, I believe. Was it Houston? Yeah, it was Houston. 20. It was 20-1. We gave out the Zags 35-1, and we gave out Iowa State 35-1. So they're all shorter than what we gave them out. I'm not giving out fucking Kansas 12-1. Fuck that. And I don't want to root for Kansas. But preseason number one usually does not come through. But if we had to give out some other ones based off of what has transpired in the last month, Kentucky, no. Arkansas, no. St. John's, no. Let's go Baylor. Let's give out another Big 12 team. Let's go Baylor. I like the addition of Roach. He's won NCAA tournament games. They're sitting at 30-1. They're going to be in the top 10. They've won a national championship in the last 5 years. Give me Baylor 30-1. I like that value. So I got 3 Big 12 teams: Houston, Iowa State, and Baylor. I just don't know if Auburn and Alabama style can win a national championship. I know they both have been in the Final Four in the last 5 years. I'm not taking Purdue. Maybe we take a stab on the Johnnies at 60-1. No. I gotta see them at a piece. I gotta see them at a piece or two. Creighton, give me Creighton 60-1. Give me Creighton 60-1 with Kalkbrenner back, Pop Isaac, Stephen Ashworth. It's hard for that. I think they got enough pieces to win it. It's just they got to get over the hump of the Elite Eight. So give me Creighton 60-1. And is there a long shot? I mean, A&M at 100-1. They bring back 4 starters from last year. Something to think about. We got 6 months till the season, guys. Got plenty of time. Give out some futures. Scheduling, programming update, whatever you want to call it. We're going to change the show Sunday nights, Tuesday nights, and Thursday nights. So that's what we're going to do because Colby does the weekly show on Wednesday. Noah does the baseball show after me. They also do some baseball also as well on Monday. And my guy Deuce McBride just hit a big 3 for the Knicks in the background. But yes, college basketball experience will be Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, unless told otherwise. Just trying to get more on a consistent schedule now that we're post-portal. Obviously, if we do have breaking news, I'll come to you live, get Colby back on, get some interviews, get some more guests on here, break down these rosters, futures, look at these conferences, and then we're gonna do some summer school stuff as well. Get some coaches on the college experience. So got big things ahead here. Like I said, go check out all these channels. Go check out the college football experience with Colby, NC Nick, Patty C. They're killing it. They think broke down week 4, week 5 last night. They're going to be doing all 130 plus college football teams, individual college football teams. That is coming up here soon in a month. Go check out the college baseball experience with Noah Beanick coming up here live after me, breaking down the weekend series. The Mountaineers are. I hope you picked the Mountaineers against fucking Eat-Shit Pitt on Tuesday, Noah Beanick, as they went up to PNC Park. Big Omaha 3 weeks away. Or sorry, the conference tournament's 3 weeks away. The postseason 4 weeks away. Omaha probably 6 weeks away. So go check out that great content. That is a hidden gem sport. You will not be disappointed. Go check out the FCS experience with Colby as well and those guys as they break down some of the conferences. Go check out the Big 12 if you want some more Big 12 basketball with me, Rush, and Troy. We're over there at the Big 12 experience. We're going to be breaking down each and every team in the Big 12 here for football coming up, as well as we did a baseball episode today. So we'll be talking plenty of Deion Sanders, who seems to never be able to stay out of the headlines. David, we will do plenty of Arizona football. Expectations high coming in the Big 12 in year number 1. So go check out that. Go check out the main sports gambling podcast with Ryan and Sean. And yeah, they'll be up here live here about a half hour as well. But hey, appreciate you guys rocking with me, and I will see you guys Sunday night. Like I said, reminder, Sunday night, Tuesday night, Thursday night, unless I tell you otherwise, if I get too drunk and I pass out in a ditch, or I am getting married here in a month, so we'll have to figure out the schedule for that week. So getting married in old Cancun. Go hang out with some of these NBA players that have bowed out early in the tournament. So anyway, appreciate you guys rocking with us. 6 months, we'll get there. We'll get there together. We'll be here before we know it. This is a college experience. Thanks for tuning in to. You better start thinking about yours. And we are out of here.